Well, good evening everyone, and welcome to another episode of Record Collecting with a Quill. First, I gotta say thank you to all of you who commented on the last episode where we talked about the first great Captain Beyond album. It was a lot of really nice comment in various Facebook groups, so keep your comments coming. I really enjoyed that stuff, and I really enjoy hearing your opinion. I'm pretty sure people will have an opinion about this episode. I've decided to throw a little bit of a curveball with the artist I've chosen for today's episode. But before we start, you know the drill. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little notice bell as well, and share with your friends. Well, share. There you have the subject. That was a nice one, wasn't it? I decided to talk about this album today. It's Cher's album called 3614 Jackson Highway, and if you're into music, you know that that address refers to the Muscle Shoals studio in Sheffield, Alabama. This is an album that came out in 1969. You probably know Cher. I would say it's impossible not to know her. She's sort of been a chameleon for all of her career, doing various different styles in music, everything from disco to pop music to a light version of hard rock in the late 80s. And here she's done an album playing soul, blues, rhythm and blues, swamp music, you could call it, I guess. I'm really fond of her, and not so much her music in general, but she, as I said, it's always impressive when you can have such a long career in music. But she's sort of always been chasing trends, I guess, always looking at what's in right now, and but she's done it good, so you gotta tip your hat to her. Anyway, well, she started out. As you probably know, with her then husband Sonny and Cher as a duo. He's actually a feature on the cover here. But this album was done in 1969, when sort of their popularity had faded a bit, and they needed to sort of update her sound and make her more relevant to what was going on in 1969. You had the whole peace and love movement, you had the Vietnam War going on, so they decided to go sort of a bluesier route with her music and her sound, and decided to record this album in Muscle Shoals studios. They have been really successful for quite a while, with producers Jerry Wexler, Tom Dowd, and Arif what's his name, it escapes me right now, Arif Mardin as well. Famous guys, worked for Atlanta, and this is the only album she did for the label Atco, as well as an underlabel to Atlantic, I believe. And it was a commercial flop, this one. Didn't sell at all. They really, I guess people didn't take to that sound at all, and I can see why. She was sort of, as I said, chasing trends, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And as you can see also, it's a little bit tricky. The cover is, it looks like that way, but it folds the other way. You can see there as well, she's obviously going for that sort of hippie look that was really popular at the time. The cover is quite nice as well, so sort of superimpose her feet, but you have the whole backing band here as well, worked on the album, and the producers as well, and the background singers. And this is a cover album. She covers everything. There's 3 Bob Dylan tracks. There's covers by Aretha Franklin. You have Buffalo Springfield, for what it's worth, and some really great. As I said, what I like about it is she's using the Muscle Shoals rhythm section, the Swampers, and they provide a really laid back and really nice sound. Obviously they're pros, so they know what they're doing. And Cher, she's maybe not famous as a vocalist, but I think her voice works really well here. She's, as I said, she's not famous as a extraordinary singer, but she has her own style, and you can hear it. She's got a quite deep voice, and it works really well here with this laid back sort of southern sound, which I really do enjoy. Standout tracks, well, the Buffalo Springfield, for what it's worth, is really cool, and it's obviously they recorded it because it's sort of a song for those times. It was really famous. The Dylan tracks, I think, Tonight I'll Be Staying Here With You is probably the best one. She does a pretty good version of Sitting on the Dock of the Bay as well, the Otis Redding classic. But I guess for me the standout track is Dr. John's I Walk on Gilded Splinters. A great track, and I'm really fond of the Humble Pie live version. They did a tremendous version, and probably the best one of that track. But Cher's is really cool as well. It's quite it's probably the heaviest track on the album. Really, sort of they're really dragging. The beat is super cool, and her voice works really well as on that track as well. It's a little bit more laid back. And there's some other good stuff as well. Lay Delay, or it's called Lay Baby Lay here for some reason. It's a good version of Do Right Woman, Do Right Man, the Aretha Franklin track as well. What more can be said about it? Well, it's not difficult to find. It's also been reissued. There's a CD version out with a bunch of... I think she started recording a second album with these guys as well, but since the album was a commercial flop, they disbanded that idea. But I think there's a remastered version on CD where there's a bunch of tracks from the later sessions. But I'm quite pleased with this one, this really nice vinyl version. And I suggest you give it a listen. If you're into the whole Muscle Shoals sound, this is a really good album. And sometimes you just have to sort of don't pay attention to what name it is on the album cover. Sometimes it can fool you because, as I said, Cher has done so much stuff in various styles. So, and as I said, this is the only one I have, and this is the only one I'm planning on getting. So, but check it out. It's well worth a listen. 3614 Jackson Highway with Cher from 1969. That's my pick of the week. If you know that album, please comment. What do you think about it? And if you haven't heard it, give it a spin, as I said. And if you think I'm going way out of bounds here, please let me know as well. As I said, Cher is not something I planned on bringing to this channel, but it's sort of cool to throw curveballs every once in a while. Well, that's it for now. Make sure you follow us on social media. It's the QUILL Sweden. We're releasing live new Borrowed Blue on Friday. 9 tracks, most of them unreleased before. A couple of live tracks from Sweden Rock 2019. You have a couple of outtakes from the Earthrise album and some old cover versions we recorded a couple of way back, actually. Should make for a good listen, I think. And also I will put a couple of tracks from the Cher album on the Spotify playlist. You find a link down below, so you can give it a spin if you're open-minded, I guess. Anyway, that's it for now. See you all again next week. Bye.